Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Rowe-Thrush Solution Selling Show. Today, we have a great show with you to present to you with Burton Medical. Before Jim comes on, what is the Solution Selling Show? Well, this is a weekly podcast that we put on for the Grainger sales force, where basically we bring on a different supplier partner of ours every week, and we interview them live on LinkedIn as well as YouTube. And what's great about us going live with our suppliers every week is it's a great way for the Grainger sales force to interact and ask questions of that specific supplier and get answers right then and there. So if you're watching this in the future, try and get us while we're live. Again, we do these every Friday at 2 o'clock Central Time. And if you ever have any questions about upcoming shows or anything like that, just reach out to myself or anybody else from Rowe-Thrush, and we'll help you out and let you know what our calendar looks like coming up. So with all that said, I want to welcome Jim with Burton Medical. Welcome, Jim. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, good afternoon, James. Great to be here with you.
Yeah, I'm glad you could join us here today. Your second appearance on our show. It's great to have you on once again.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, appreciate it.
So before we get into Burton Medical, tell us a little bit about yourself. What is it that you do at Burton? How long have you been there? Just a little bit of background.
Okay. Yeah, I started with Burton back in 2005, in July of 2005. So I'll be coming up on my 18th anniversary of being with Burton. And I started as a regional manager in the Midwest, and then through the years became the national sales manager when Philips spun us off and we became a standalone company. So I've been national sales manager for the last 5 years.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing all of that. Now, as you may remember, last year when we had you on, Mark was interviewing you, but last year our reoccurring question of every supplier was, "What is your favorite movie and why?" And you had provided some TV shows, CSI Las Vegas, Star Trek, The Good Doctor, and Dr. Pimple Popper, mainly because those shows have your products on them.
Correct.
So this year, though, our question is a little different, though. So this year's question is, what is your favorite band or favorite song or album, and why?
Probably between Oasis and Stereophonics. So I enjoy their music, and it's good. I like Kelly Jones. He just spun off with a group from the Stereophonics. They didn't break up, but he just left them to work with a group out of Austin, Texas, and they named their group Far From Saints. So if you have a chance, I think the album's coming out this month, so it's definitely worthwhile listening to.
Okay, excellent. I will be listening to some of this music on my way home from work today. That's something I've started doing back probably about 10 episodes or so ago. A supplier had mentioned a band that I actually liked quite a bit, or do like quite a bit. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to listen to that on my way home because it's been a while. And then I thought, you know what, I should do that with everybody that I interview, whatever the musical taste is, listen to it, on the way home, or if I ride my motorcycle like I did today, I'll listen to it over the weekend while I'm, relaxing, working in my garden, something like that. So thank you for the musical recommendation.
Sure.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
So with that, let's get into Burton Medical. So tell us a little bit about Burton. Who are they? What is it that they manufacture?
Well, Burton's been around for over 90 years. We're located in Addison, Illinois. So if anybody's going into Grainger Corporate, we're 15 minutes outside of O'Hare. You're more than welcome to visit our facility. We have a beautiful plant, showroom. You can see the manufacturing area, and you're more than welcome to stop by anytime. If you want to have a little show there, we can do. We've got a conference room large enough to hold about 20 people. So we'd like to put on, a demonstration. So they're more than welcome to stop in Addison anytime for a visit. And actually, all Burton does all these years is medical lighting. So over 90 years, we're internationally known as well as the medical lighting manufacturer. We do exam lights, procedure lights, surgical lights, magnifiers, UVs, and we also have a large halogen portfolio. We'll get into that a little bit later, but everybody's going to LED, but Burton's still the only manufacturer in medical lighting that has a portfolio of halogen lights. They're used in both the human and animal healthcare areas. As I mentioned, we're internationally known. We have over 375,000 lights in existence today being used in medical healthcare facilities. And, we've got an unlimited 5-year warranty. And then also we're ISO certified. So Burton is known for its quality of lights. We've had some lights out there that are over 25 years old that are still working. They may not be able to get the bulbs for it down the road here, but they still have, good life use of them.
Wow, that says a lot about your company. The fact that that comment that you made, there's customers that have products that are 25 years old and they're still working just fine. That says a lot that it's a high quality, well manufactured light. So obviously, these are medical lights, so the main customer that would be going after these types of products would be hospitals, but there's a lot of little sub-genre medical facilities. What are some of the other smaller subsects, if you will, of medical that your products could be sold into?
Yeah, ENT, dermatology, just general exams, plastic surgeons, across the board. Like I said, we do go into animal health quite a bit, but acute care, as I mentioned, and surgery centers are really becoming very popular. They have ERs and surgery sites in these ambulatory surgery centers. So our lights are very popular in those facilities as well. Any renovation, look for any renovation. If they're having issues with their lights, Burton's got a light that can match their needs.
Great. Thank you for sharing all of that. Now, before we get into that, there's one other thing. You kind of alluded to it already regarding halogen lights. So there's some changes coming with the Department of Energy and regulations that you wanted to talk about. So please tell us a little bit about those new regulations and how they are going to impact the medical field and customers.
Yeah, I'd be glad to, James. In July of 2023, this year and next month, the Department of Energy has proposed an efficacy on halogen lamps. So most incandescent halogen lamps that don't meet the prescribed efficiency level have to be discontinued. The halogen lamps utilized by Burton, for the most part, are exempt from this threshold. We only have 2 lights that will be discontinued down the road, our gleamer and our super bright spot. But for now, we're safe with all of our halogen portfolio right now. The outpatient 2, the AIM 100, the AIM 50, the AIM 200. So all of those lights are okay. It's just the 2 lights that we have that do not qualify for this energy. And actually, it was the folks at Grainger that brought this up to our attention because they stock our replacement bulbs and wanted to know which bulbs were, they didn't want to inventory anymore. So we let them know the 2 lights that are involved.
So regarding existing inventory that Grainger may have, will they no longer be able to sell them, like sell off their existing inventory? Or is it just you can't purchase them at all, period?
They can sell them off, and then after that, they won't be available anymore to the market. So,
okay. And when it comes to halogen lighting versus LED lighting, most people know the differences between them, but what are the differences specifically when it comes to medical lighting? Why would you want to pick halogen over LED or LED over halogen versus, the obvious, which is energy consumption?
Yeah, well, first thing, some doctors really prefer the halogen. They were taught on halogen lights, So they want halogen no matter what. The problem is with that is they put off a lot of heat, the halogen light. So it's warm for the physician, it's warm for the surgeon, it's too warm for the patient. So that's the one drawback with the halogen lights. But with the LED, they're much cooler, they're much energy efficient. Now the quality of LED have nice color rendition. It's not like the early LEDs where they kind of washed out the color of tissue rendition, but now they're improved that they have nice color rendering, and there's really no reason not to go with an LED.
Okay, very good. Yeah, the technology with LED has only gotten better over the years. And your comment about washing out colors and all that with the older tech, I kind of smirked because I remember seeing that.
Yeah, I remember those bright LED headlights coming at you.
Yeah. Yes, I do. Okay, so when does this new regulation, when does it go into effect?
It kicks in July of this year.
Okay. And so at that time, you will no longer be able to manufacture halogen lighting, but you will be able to sell off your existing inventory.
No,
if I remember
just for those two lights, the gleamer and the super bright spot are the two lights that are affected by this regulation.
Okay. Okay. Very good.
So all of our other halogens will still be available to the market, until they do away with those type of halogens as well.
Until
yeah.
I was going to say until they lower the minimum once again, and then those will get phased out too. So
Correct. Yep.
Okay, excellent. So getting back to the presentation, let's go over some of your top sellers that you have as a company or with Grainger.
Sure, be glad to, James. The we'll go through exam procedure lights. Out of those, our AIM LED and our AIM High LED are the two most popular. This is the new AIM High. We came with this almost 2 years ago now, and it's overtaken the AIM LED simply because it has a dimming feature. It's brighter. We have 100,000 lux that dims down, 3 dimming steps that dims down to 50,000 lux, and then a 70,000 lux, which dims down to 35,000 lux. So they're brighter. If they want to dim them down, they have that capability. They're focusable. The regular AIM LED is not dimmable, and it is focusable though. So again, we have a good color temperature, the CRI of above 95. That makes the reds look red, and then 3-step dimming, and just an easy sterilizable handle. We also have disposable handle covers for it. All these lights come in a floor stand, wall mount, single and dual ceiling. And then the markets for this is hospitals, ER, trauma, ambulatory surgery centers, dermatology, plastic surgery, oral health, as well as animal health.
Excellent. And this is in Grainger's system. And from what I remember, I don't manage the account, but from what I remember, this is one of our top sellers with Grainger.
It's the AIM LED is the AIM Highs they can source in, and they're also listed in Zorro.
Okay, great. And the outpatient LED.
Yeah, the outpatient LED is in the Grainger portfolio. The outpatient 2 was our workhorse of the industry. It was a halogen light. We converted that, designed it to a sleek new LED model, much thinner as a head, 90,000 lux at 24 inches, 3,700 color temperature, the CRI of 95. The R9, again, the accuracy of skin tones is 87, and then this comes in the floor stand, wall, single ceiling, and dual ceiling. And this is ideal for facilities that have an 8-foot ceiling. The AIM lights have they can trim the down tube on the AIM lights, but they still hang too low where the extension arm joins the down tube. So with this light, it's ideal for 8-foot ceilings and can go above up to 10-foot ceilings. But the market for the outpatient LED is hospital, ambulatory, dermatology, and plastic surgery. And we do sell a lot of these in dermatology.
Excellent, excellent. Actually, speaking of dermatology, I had to cancel my recent dermatology appointment and reschedule it. And that just well, I haven't rescheduled it yet, but I had to for I had to camp out with my son just recently, and I was like, well, I'm not going to go to the dermatologist when I could go camping with my son. So, but it's good to constantly get your skin checked. I go once a year myself, mainly because I'm fair skinned and I get lots of freckles. So it's always good to stay on top of that, everybody.
Yeah, as do I. And actually, I had to have some Mohs surgery, and the doctor Hall that did the surgery, he had Burton Lights in his facility, so it was good to see.
I'm sure you had a lot to talk about.
Oh, we did, we did.
All right. Next up is the Nova.
Yeah, this is our Nova Exam LED. It's ideal for examinations. We've upgraded to a chip-on-board system, which that means the LEDs are on a chip. So we've actually increased. This used to be a light that was 50,000 lux or 25,000 lux. And now that we did the chip-on-board process, we have the lower level with one pod on at 45,000 lux, with both pods on 90,000 lux at 18 inches. We have a 4,100 color temperature, so a nice color temperature. Again, that CRI of over 95. This comes in a floor stand, a wall, a table. And the nice thing is we're one of the few manufacturers that have an exam light in a ceiling mounted option. So we also have a rail mount sold separately, but this is nice for those small areas that have a lot of things on the floor. They don't have room for a floor stand light. So this is ideal. They can mount it on the ceiling. Again, hospitals use it in clinics, ambulatory, dermatology, and plastic surgery.
Excellent. Excellent.
This
And
is yeah.
like,
You're speaking of dermatologists. Woods lights are used very much by dermatologists and for eyes too. If people still have hard contacts, they'll use a UV light like this to see how the contact fits on the lens. But we used to have on the right, the little picture you see our UV 503. You were tied to a cord. We made it an LED version, the UV 604 LED. So you're not tied to a cord. It's rechargeable. It has a nice 6-inch lens on there that with a 3.1 diopter, so nice magnification. You're not tethered to a cord, and this has been a very popular light for Burton.
and this one would be really good for dermatology, correct?
Correct. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, they use it for skin lesions and any type of psoriasis, everything. They'll shut the lights off in the exam room and put the UV light on so they could see it on the skin.
Great. Yeah, and all of these products, like we said, are available through Granger. And we do have a newer item that you want to talk about, which would not be available through Granger just yet. I imagine we'll be proposing it soon. But you have something new that you want to talk about a little bit, correct?
Yes, I do. Actually, it should be launched it hasn't launched officially yet. We're hoping within the month, but we're entering the surgical market. We've always been in the surgical market with a halogen light. We'll be introducing an LED surgical light, 160,000 lux, 130,000 lux, the Apex LED. The nice thing about this light, it's going to be easy to install. It's almost like you can install it out of the box. It's going to have superior shadow dilution. What that means is it's going to be designed on a tri-lobe similar to our AIM lights. And what that does is a combination of state-of-the-art LED technology and the light head optics. It gives you superior shadow reduction. It's going to be easier to move in position. It's lighter than the big, we call them flying saucer OR lights that are available now through other manufacturers. Good arm system. We get our arms from a company out of Canada. They're very well known and very, they do not drift. They stay where they're placed, articulate very well, and then it's going to be easy to disinfect. But it's going to have some features that I can't discuss right now, but we look forward to launching this light very soon. And actually, I get calls every week, hasn't launched yet. So hopefully it'll take off pretty good.
Yeah, very, very exciting. Really cool to hear about this new item. Looking forward to getting it into Granger's system and start promoting it and talking to the sales force about it. And we'll be able to share the Granger SKU at that time too.
Correct.
So there is one last slide on the presentation that we wanted to just kind of talk about. You had mentioned you have a 5-year warranty. What makes that special and unique to Burton?
Most of the other lighting manufacturers are a 1-year or a 3-year. There's maybe 2 that are a 5-year that match our warranty. The nice thing about the Burton lights, if it's a warranty issue, the other manufacturers make you take the light down, box it up, ship it back to their factory. They repair it. The facility pays for shipping back, and then you have to have it reinstalled. If it's a warranty issue with the Burton light, we send a technician out and fix the light or do the warranty work in the field. So there's virtually little downtime if your light has an issue, and you don't have to worry about uninstalling it, sending it back to Burton. And we're pretty much pre-sale to post-sale support. The one thing I'd like to mention too is Burton has, the Granger reps don't have to be the lighting experts. Burton has over 35 sales reps across the country. Our rosters posted. They contact the Burton rep. They'll go out and do a demo for them. And once a Burton rep goes in and does a demo at a facility, they close the sale probably in 90 to 95%. The sale will be closed. Our lights, all of our reps have our lights. So when they call and they want a demo, our reps can take the light out, leave it at the facility for a couple of days so they can evaluate it, see if it meets their needs. But it's a unique feature that Burton has in the industry. And, Granger reps, I know in Pittsburgh, the rep has utilized our rep at UPMC and gone in and demoed the Nova Exam LED, and they're getting continued sales of that light just by our rep supporting the Granger rep. And that's what they're there to do.
That's excellent. That's great to hear and to share. So to help out with all of that, any Granger account manager that is interested in getting some outside sales support with Burton, just reach out to myself. I'll put up my contact information here at the end of the show. But reach out to me and I'll get you into contact with the correct person. That way it just makes it a little bit easier just to go through me, and we'll hook you up with everybody. So it looks like Mark has a question here regarding the halogen version. Will it still be available? Is it replaced by the LED? I'm not sure exactly, because we kind of covered that. Maybe he jumped on late. But do you want to talk about that really quick?
Sure.
Jim?
Yeah, I'd love to. Actually, the 2 lights that I mentioned that aren't going to meet the regulatory department, the DOE's regulation, were the super bright spot, which we have an LED version of that already, the super bright spot LED. We're looking at doing the gleamer in an LED version. We do have it in our low end, our LA50. It's modeled like the gleamer, but doesn't have the features and benefits that the current gleamer has. So we're looking at introducing possibly an LED version of the gleamer. So the 2 lights that don't meet the Department of Energy's regulation, we've got an LED, like I said, for the super bright spot, and that is in the Granger system. And like I said, we're working on a gleamer version, which we do have, but not all the gleamer features.
Excellent. And then Mark had another question about replacement lamps through Granger.
Yes.
Do we provide that? And will we provide the ones for the lamps that are still going to be manufactured even after this regulation?
Yes, we sent all that information to Granger. They understand that we only have 2 lights that the lamps are affected by the regulation. So they still will be available through Grainger. There's a lot of facilities that purchased our AIM 100 through Grainger, and those lamps will be available.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
Sure.
And everybody too, you could scan the QR code down below, and that will take you to Grainger.com and everything Burton has to offer, Burton's website, and I believe Burton's YouTube channel as well. So make sure you scan that so that you can see some additional products and information for Burton Medical. One last question that I have for you, Jim, and that is trade shows. Do you have any trade shows that are coming up later this year that people could stop by and visit you and maybe see this new light that you're coming out with here soon, but also to learn a little bit more about you guys?
Yeah, we'll be featuring the new light at the AORN, but it's not till next spring. This fall, we'll be going to a couple of meetings. One of them is a reverse expo. We'll be talking with facility architects and equipment planners, as well as healthcare facility, and we'll be letting them know that the Apex light is available. But we do a lot of regional shows. We do the vet show, the North America vet show every year. But if there's a meeting, or even if the Grainger wants that, the Grainger rep, healthcare rep wants to have a little meeting with some facilities, our local reps are available to bring in lights as well.
Great. And where are those trade shows going to be? Where's the vet show going to be?
The vet show is always in Orlando, and I believe the AORN is going to be in New Orleans.
Okay, great. New Orleans, love New Orleans. My son and I, we were watching Live and Let Die last night, and it's in New Orleans, right. And it just brought back a bunch of memories of my wife and I getting married, because we got married in good old NOLA. So yeah, very cool. Yeah. All right. Do you have anything else that you want to help get out there while we got you on here?
Yeah, I just tell all the Grainger healthcare reps, reach out to your Burton rep, introduce yourself. They'll introduce themselves to you. You'll get to know them. All of our reps are very professional. They'll help you out any way they can. So utilize that, because that's what Burton's all about, pre-sale to post-sale, as well as, our customer service, our technical support. They're one of the best in the industry. So Burton's got a great team assembled, and they should utilize the advantages they have by promoting Burton lights.
Great. So real quick, our next show will be next Friday, the 16th, and we will have Chris Lee with Nice. So Nice is a large manufacturer of many different products, but we're specifically going to be talking about their gate operators under the Linear brand and the Mighty Meal brand. So again, we do these live streams every Friday at 2:00 Central Time. So make sure you jump on and type in questions or comments, about the supplier being interviewed. Would love to be able to have you guys on. So with all that, Jim, thank you so much for joining us here today. Appreciate you taking some time to prepare for the show, but also for joining us on the show today.
Well, thanks, James. Same here. Thank you for having us. And, we appreciate the support that everybody gives us at Rowe-Thrush. So thank you.
Great. Have a great weekend, Jim.
You too.